All right, this may not be Amphicon, but anything I start starts freaking on time. So we're starting on time.
This is on time.
Okay, you got 31 more seconds to get on this stage and you'll be on time.
Okay, he's good. I gotta take the long way. Pass the bar.
Okay, you are still officially on time. Now, it's his con. I'll let him do most of the talking. I'm here to back him up.
Thank you.
What does the other guy look like?
A 2017 Chevy Sonic.
You fight dirty, don't you?
Yes, I turned the other person into a transformer.
Got it.
All right, welcome to your first FurSquared. So come on in if you want. I encourage it. We can all be friendly. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right, I'll still stand up because there's people back there. It's okay. It's okay. It's a request, not a requirement. So we'll just quickly go around. How did you all hear about this? What made you pick this as your first FurSquared? Well, all right. Who here has been to another FurCon, but just not this one? All right, we got a couple. So first FurCon. Any fur meets at all, or first furry outing? Fantastic. So we're nuts. And were you in opening ceremonies, I take it? Yeah, we're nuts. We have a lot that goes on. There's all sorts of stuff. We always encourage check out the paneling, either through the pocket guide or through the online schedule. Paneling. We've got two fantastic representatives of paneling this weekend up here. How many hours?
They couldn't be here, so we're showing up. I'm doing like 25 or so hours of whatever the hell.
I think I'm about the same.
Yeah, and I'm listed for a lot, but we'll see how many I actually get to do.
It'll be 0. You're a con chair. What the hell?
You don't generally program the convention chair because, let's face it, anything goes wrong this weekend, it's his fault.
Essentially, yes.
Except for AV, then it's Mackey's fault, as stated at opening ceremony.
Who hired Mackey?
Wait, I inherited that hire.
I'm sorry, that counts.
So we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's art tracks, there's fursuit tracks, there's comedy tracks, there's performance tracks. We have Floor Wars and Dance Comp. So if you're not entering those, but you still want to see some people do crazy cool stuff in fursuits, Floor Wars is silly. Dance Comp is insane. So that'll be in here because of the floor.
That's why it's called Floor Wars.
Well, that too.
We tried to have Wall Wars at Amphicon. It didn't work.
You didn't have enough Velcro?
No.
Oh, dear God.
All right. So you'll see a great way for first-timers is to check out. We've got a couple of meet and greets on there because while we're all here to be furry, what that means to each person is very wide and different. So myself, when I started, I would find like a tech furs meet and greet. I think there's a radio furs thing going on here.
Is this a schedule?
Is that the pocket schedule? That is the pocket schedule. This is a schedule,
which everybody could have picked up at registration, and if you did not, you still could.
Also schedule.FurSquared.com, as said in opening, will be the technically correct schedule, and this is a good effort.
Stop calling the pocket schedule a good effort.
Okay, here's the problem.
I'm being positive. I'm not being negative.
In order to get those to the printer and back in time, there's like a 3-week lead time. You would be amazed at how people can change their plans in 3 weeks. We'll print the pocket schedule. Yeah, we got the schedule printed. Then, Alkali will call up and say, dude, I got called into the office on Friday. I'm not going to be able to do my stuff. It's like, and then some guy calls up and says, you scheduled me at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and I'll be, not sober. So it's like, oh, crap. So, yes, changes will be posted online. Do you have any physical representation of changes, like a board or something where you say programming schedule changes?
No, but we are trying to get one or both of the big TVs out there to have a rotating version that will also reflect schedule updates, pending if we can figure out how the things work. We were told by the hotel we have 5 remotes and they don't seem to control anything.
That's why they're called remote. Okay, here's what happened last night. I was watching. Dragor was sitting there, with the button, and he's like, this. And the hotel front desk called up and said, we just got a phone call from a lady in Germany saying, cut it out.
Hey,
That's Stephen Wright, I stole that.
It's so good.
Yeah. So we should tell them about, since it's their first furry convention, what we should tell them.
There's a rule, Dragor, a rule made of numbers.
Oh, that's right. Do we know who the originator of that was? Was that you?
No, heavens, that was Dr. Robert Passaboy.
I don't know that name,
He
unfortunately.
is a Dorsai.
Okay, maybe I do know that person, but
he
not
is-
that name.
Dr. Bob.
Oh, yes.
He is an actual physician, a man of medicine, and he came up with this rule that was initially called Passaboy's rule, but that's too much to say and people couldn't remember his name.
You may have heard the 6-2-1 rule.
Yes. 6-2-1 rule.
Dragor, what's the 6?
6 hours of sleep.
Gaga, what's the 2?
2 square meals. Monster Energy is not a meal.
And 1. Take a shower!
That's for us.
Do it!
That's for us.
Now!
The 6 and the 2, that's for you. The 1 is for us. We should address those in order, shouldn't we? Why? What's so important? I'm a young person. Well, I'm not, but I'm a young person, you see. I only need 2 minutes of sleep a night. I'm going to party all night long. Yeah, you think so? You're going to die, okay?
I have been doing this panel with this man for years, and that's the first time he went with a straight, you're gonna die! Thank you.
Thank you for making my first, so this is your first FurCon, interesting.
Well, it's true. It's true. Your body needs to rest. It's when it rejuvenates itself. If you go and stress your body and you're out, unsing and floor warsing and
I need you to commentate everything at FurCons now.
Oh, well, that's usually what people have me do.
Wait, we have a new staff role for you, all right? You are the narrator, and your job at con is to just find interesting things happening, and with a portable speaker, follow around and just
believed this was a
announce.
very good idea, but as soon as he announced it, he realized there were drawbacks.
Yes, like that. Oh no.
He thought, I better keep moving and tell them about the 2.
All right, eat food. You can drink, you can party, you can not drink, but still party and have fun here. But please, consume calories. That is the other part of not dying. You need calories.
Okay, not just calories, you need nutrition.
Yes.
Protein, vitamins, antioxidants.
We are not nutritionists, but go with what sounds pretty reasonable.
See the
And
white
again,
coat? I'm a scientist.
Monster Energy is not
No.
reasonable as far
I
as
have a
food.
video about that online.
Shameless
Let me tell you something.
self-promotion.
Okay, as a person who has been a convention chairman for 21 years.
Blackjack.
Oh, it is. Oh, 21.
That is that.
Sorry. That's Japanese mineral water I imported from Mount Fuji. Anyway, it's you. Okay, I'm in charge of. Do you see what it says on the? Do you see what it says?
Escalation.
Hands off, I will hurt you. Well,
Yes.
it's good I'm a commando person, so...
No underwear?
Anyway, no, he doesn't. So anyway, I run AmphicOn, sort of. Actually, I write the checks. I got 250 people run AmphicOn. But I can tell you from experience, people start showing up on Tuesday, and it's usually Friday afternoon, sometimes Saturday morning, that we get the first security call on the radio, unresponsive person in the lobby. And we send people running down there, and we slap the person awake, and the very first question we ask is, when did you last eat? And what's the most common answer?
Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh, wait. You get actual answers? I have volunteered with Dorsai. They are wonderful, and if you ever want an interesting experience, ask to volunteer with them. Either like
smile.
Friday night after 1 a.m. or Saturday night after 2 a.m.
Not Sunday night.
No, not Sunday night.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. And yeah, we found someone who was kind of woozy and unresponsive, and we got the genuine, when did you last eat? Stone fake. Dorsai are very good about keeping professional. Very, very good. I was with Rennie for this one at MagFest. Mm-hmm. Rennie had to step away and go, ha! And then he was... he had one.
It is a serious thing. Everyone's giggling up here. Oh, these guys funny. We are comedians. That's what we do. But, as I said, your body is an engine. It needs fuel. And you are here. You're with your people. It's like, oh my God, I have found my community. You will get so excited. Your adrenaline will be pumping. You will literally forget to eat. It happens all the time. Don't do that.
Alkali, when did you last eat?
Wednesday. No, I had breakfast.
Yes. 2 square meals. Again, a breakfast bar, a good substitute, but not a meal. Monster Energy, not a meal. This, much as I would like it to be, not a meal. This is just water. Drink water, too. You need to hydrate.
Hail hydration.
Yes.
937.
Very good. Everybody note that down. 937, he said, hinting. Anyway, that's the 2. What about the 1?
Shower. And all of these, by the way, for the most part, are a greater than or equal to note. You can take more than 1 shower a day if that's your jam, but it should be at least 1.
With soap. Just saying.
And put on different clothes than you took off.
Axe body spray is not a shower. Wet wipes are not a shower.
Antimicrobial Febreze is not a shower.
Going in the swimming pool is not a shower.
And most importantly, Clorox bleach wipes are definitely not a shower.
Oh no, don't do that. No, they're not designed for that.
I learned the difference between those.
Oh, you didn't.
Oh!
No idea.
You didn't.
I used it to take off Nero makeup. I look like...
Oh, just on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, we've had people who.
Oh no!
Let's not get into that. It was.
Oh.
It's a very tender subject.
He was...
Oh, stop that.
Drigor was afraid that pun was going to fall flat, so he quickly went on to the next subject.
So, who's got questions?
By the way, he's a scientist. That is a code among scientists. When we lose our place or ran out of data or don't know what to do, we always say the same thing. Has anybody any questions at this point?
I use this at work for any presentation where I finish too soon. It's like, oh, now we're at the section for questions. We're 15 minutes in on a 2-hour meeting, buddy.
Well, I think the next thing to do, once again, I know that there are some people here who are brand new to the fandom, but, brand new to conventions, but who here has never interacted with a fursuit before? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you've never interacted with a fursuit.
Shut up, you.
Excuse me, since you raised your hand, I'm going to count that as volunteering. Would you mind coming up here for a moment with me, please? Thank you very much, hand. Thank you. What's your name? Thank you. What? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a quick round of applause for what? Step up onto the stage.
Who here has heard the term, costume does not equal consent?
Oh, aren't you cute?
No!
Oh, sorry, that's bad.
Exactly. Guys, this is very important to us here at FurSquared. Costume definitely does not equal consent. This is a person inside of a work of art. This costume looks soft, it looks amazing, and honestly, I would like to feel how plushy it is. May I? May I have your arm? Now note it. Oh my God, that actually
It's very plushy.
Jesus Christ, you take great care of this.
Alkali, you were saying?
Sorry, it's a really nice
We're
suit.
admiring. It's a really nice
It's a
suit.
really nice
It's a
suit.
really nice suit.
First thing, we don't just walk up to fursuiters and pet them. They are not animals. They are people inside of art. Please don't pet the art. Get permission to pet the art.
Yes, I want you to imagine this scenario. Here's scenario number 1. Oh, aren't you cute? Ah! Here's scenario number 2. Oh, aren't you cute? Which one was creepier? Okay, that's probably difficult.
No, with you, yeah. Guys, it's just a politeness thing. Remember, if you want to touch them, because they are fursuits, they are meant to be this soft texture, please just talk to the other person. Get permission, and remember, the proper place is the hands, the arms. Some fursuiters do not want their nose booped. Nose booping should not be a thing. For friend, that's one thing. But you have no idea how that's being held on. You have no idea who made that suit. And most importantly, you have no idea if that's somebody's first suit that they made that day, brought it to a con, wore it for the first time, and you just broke the toothpick that was holding their nose in place.
Yes.
It happened this year, and we're only 2 months in. The person was very disappointed. They were very cool about it, but in the end, it should never have happened. Always ask permission beforehand. Also notice when I said I would like to touch suit, I asked for their hand and or arm. There's a reason for that. A lot of people think that a nice tummy rub is adorable and cute, and that soft fursuit there, and that's wonderful, and I get it, but we have no idea who is in that suit. We do not know their gender, and we do not know, especially because even my old fursuit, the leg level went all the way down here. You don't actually know where in the torso you're touching.
Yeah.
Arms are always safer than chest. You don't know what's under there.
I will also go the other route. For example, if it is me stealthing in a suit and someone goes to give a belly rub, Alkali, I think you've forgotten. Some people are incredibly ticklish to the point where they flail with elbows and knees. You might genuinely get hurt.
Excuse me, what else do you flail with?
We can't talk about that.
Oh, okay. That's right, I forgot who I'm talking to.
A cat of nine tails.
But he did use a Clorox wipe. All right, so...
By the way, if you want to hug a fursuit, that's great. Ask permission. You say, may I hug you? There's two things. One, don't bear hug the fursuit, please. I don't know why people freaking do that. You're going to hurt the person. And this is a novel one, which comes from an overseas convention.
Oh.
When you have a person who is fursuiting who is recovering from surgery that they had some time ago, and you don't realize they have a colostomy bag under that fursuit, don't bear hug them, please, because you don't know. Also, with this particular suit, he's got these amazing, this individual has these amazing fiber optic whiskers. They will poke your eye out. Be careful. Oh, they break too. Don't touch. They're fiber optical.
All right, so we just want to go over that. And one more thing, just getting off fursuits, staying on the same topic though. Don't bear hug anyone. Don't pick anyone up. Don't throw people in the hallway into windows.
Okay, they're laughing.
A specific example.
They're laughing like that's a joke, right? Isn't that funny? Ha ha ha. No.
Hey, Kage, have you ever been hugged really hard?
To this day, if you go to hug me, I tense up because almost 22 years ago, a very enthusiastic fan came up and gave me a giant bear hug and broke my third rib. To this day, you hug me too hard, I feel it click. So don't.
This is all just common safety things, everyone. We talk about this because we want you to know that this is stuff that has happened. We just don't want it to happen again. But in the end, we're all fairly responsible people. You're going to be here with friends. What you do with friends is your business. That is your thing. When interacting with strangers, please bear that in mind. I have no center of gravity. If you glomp me, I will fall over. So please don't.
The center of gravity is his wallet.
That is so true.
Now, back to fursuits. Would you mind taking a step forward for me? Don't go ahead, a little bit more, right there. All right, we're going to show you a little something. Now, this suit, I can already tell that he's not going to do too bad on this one because of how the suit is made. We're going to do one of my favorite experiments. I want you to hold out your hands a little bit like here. When you can see my hands, raise that hand. I'm going to show you what we call tunnel vision. Now, he is in a fursuit. When he sees my hands to his right and to his left, he's going to lift the corresponding hand.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, he's got major tunnel. Okay, so right here. Now we have right to left. Now we're going to do up and down. Same thing, up and down. You can see either.
Crap.
Oh, no. There it is. All right.
Well, I'm also got the LED.
No. That's what we're showing him.
Yeah.
I wanted you to fail that. His vision is this. What's down here? Tables? Chairs? Oh, death trap, yes! Children! Children are down there! We kick children all the time! And it needs to stop! They bounce! Oh! Did they bounce? The fat ones roll? Oh, you think it's funny?
15 years ago, everybody thought it was funny. Then parents got litigious.
I was at Gen Con in a pretty nice Spider-Man suit, and the downside with that suit was the lenses were made out of various layers of plastic, and I had successfully fogged them. So I could see silhouettes here and here, nothing in between, nothing below, nothing above, just like that, but I also had fogged them. And there were parents who were not monitoring their little kids, and a parent wasn't paying attention to me doing poses. I was in the picture area where the costumers were supposed to be and no one else, and I was battling with someone. I was doing like, whatever. I was doing my dumb thing. It was fun. And a parent said, and I sort of heard it, but I didn't know they meant me. I just heard, go up there and go hug him. And I didn't know I was the target of this. So someone said, change places. And I went and did a pose, and I need a toddler.
Oh, no.
It's tragic and hilarious at the same time.
One parent was very, very upset. The other parent leaned into the other parent and said, did you learn something?
Thank you. Wait a minute. Was that other parent a stalwart gentleman with a beard and a cane with a badger head by any chance? Because that sounds like something he would say.
I felt so bad because, like, genuinely, I need a kid in, like, boom, skidded and down. Because by the time the collision happened, I mean, went, what was that? And like it was over there somewhere, and the parent was running.
There's a little smoking fire in the corner.
And that's how the birds and the bees started. All right, what we want to do there is show you guys the level of vision. Just a few things that you need to know about fursuits. We're going to finish up with pictures and the reason you might be turned down for a hug. And there's a reason we talk about that too.
Colostomy.
So, also that. Photos, guys, they are in a fursuit right now, which means their head is encased inside of a cave. It is dark in there. They are getting pinpoints of light in. If you take a camera and flash it directly into their face, you are blinding them. They are in a dark room and you are about to flash their eyes. As long as they know a picture is coming, it's fine. They're fursuiters. They can close their eyes for the picture, but they need to know it's coming. Please let a fursuiter know if you're going to take a picture. And please don't pull this one. They have a picture?
Here, use mine. Use mine. Okay, yeah.
I have to unlock. You have to unlock.
Okay, hang on.
Unlock them. Well, that's a really cute brand.
Oh yeah, I got. That was that's a commission.
Oh, that's a Clorox wipe.
No, you weren't supposed to see that. Sorry. That's
Guys, he has things to do.
Yeah.
Also, he's probably warm. Very recently, a test was done putting a thermometer inside the head of an average fursuit. How long and to what temperature did it reach?
After 1 minute, the inside temperature inside the fursuiter's head reached 130 degrees Fahrenheit. 1 minute, 60 seconds. It is very, very stuffy and uncomfortable inside this work of art. There is a universal gesture that fursuiters use to indicate to people that, gee, I am feeling overheated. Would you demonstrate that? Yes, it is a kind of universal sign language, the fanning of the face. What this is saying is, I am overheated. It is perfectly good etiquette if you see a fursuiter doing that to go up and whisper, are you okay in there? If that happens, you say, can I take you someplace? I mean, can I take you someplace where you can take your head off and be comfortable? Yeah, I didn't mean up to my room.
So there are a couple options for that.
Are you uncomfortable? Want to join me?
We do have the headless lounge. The general rule for the headless lounge is only the fursuiter and ideally at most one handler can go in. No photography in the fursuit lounges. That is a safe space. There are people who do not wish to break the magic, take their head off in public. Some people like to be in performance mode without. Some people take their heads off in public, and that's fine, but some don't, and we respect that.
Yep, it is considered the height of, he wants a hug back there.
Don't forget the sign language about how to tell them, like...
We're getting to that one.
Oh, right,
We're
yeah.
getting to that one.
Yeah, I thought he wanted me to go up and hug him. Because that's a sign language. It is considered extremely bad form to take a photo of a fursuiter when the suit is not complete. So just don't do it. If they have their hands off, if they've taken their head off, they're in the corner trying to make a phone call, just leave them alone. It is also considered good form to shout out to a fursuiter if there's an obstacle. Would you step back about one step here, please? Yep. Now, walk forward. Stop. If the fursuiter knows the obstacle is there, there's no harm in you telling them. It's a lot more likely that the fursuiter doesn't realize there's a set of stairs coming up. It's perfectly okay and in fact encouraged to say, hey, look down. fursuiters are kind of conditioned. When someone says look down, every fursuit in the room is going to do this.
It's actually, if we ever go to the Orient, that's how we make them bow.
Yeah.
Look down, all the fursuiters. Oh,
Yeah.
sir.
I just got back from Japan. They did the same thing. Except they didn't understand a word of it.
And the final one, and this is just something I want to go over with you guys because I never want anyone's feelings hurt, especially when it would just be a misunderstanding, and that is the wave-off hug. That is the wave-off. That is the walking away. We've already gone over how warm these suits get. What does the human body do when it gets warm?
Dies.
All right, so the corpse suitor is not going to wave off the hug, but it'll be a cold hug.
There is a drop down on Fur Affinity for that. You know.
There is.
Stop that.
Sorry.
They're sweaty.
Yeah, they're very sweaty.
If you go up to a fursuiter and you make the international hug sign,
Yes.
and they wave you off, guys,
okay.
don't be insulted. They could be
Yeah.
sweaty under there and don't want you to hug the equivalency of a sponge.
Show them the I do not need a hug. I'd be like, hug?
No, just,
Anything, you
If
know.
you're doing- if you're
It's
doing first,
sometimes this, sometimes this one.
or they might say, no thanks. It does some fursuiters talk.
Anything other than this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't ever take insult to that. They are warm. They might just want to get to Headless Lounge. They might want to go back up to their room. It's not you. It's the fursuit.
They might have a colostomy bag under there.
They might have a relatively defective immune system that they had a bad roll.
Elbows.
Elbows. I'm calling it with Sue Deer. Your AOH, we've got a thing that's coming ahead of Anthrocon. Sue Deer and I at MFF have popularized the term the Weenus Brigade. The Weenus is
I'm
this
outta here.
part on your elbow.
Oh, right,
The
elbow.
weenus, the elbow. So I try to not touch hands and things because I get sick a lot. So, boom, elbows.
Oh, like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Got it.
Yeah, you can do double elbows, you can do one, you can do back and behind, what have you.
Jump to the left.
And,
And then a step to the right. Sorry.
sorry.
And finally,
Now we're doing a timer.
then now let's
Again.
get the timer again.
Again,
And finally, last thing I want to say about fursuits. You do not need to answer this if you don't want to, but I'm going to ask. How much is the fursuit?
5,000.
This material alone.
This piece of art cost $5,000. Notice we call them fursuits, but up here we've been calling them piece of art. What we don't say is costumes. This is not a costume. He is not in costume. He has transformed himself into this character. And this character took $5,000 of his hard-earned money to come to life. That is a work of art he is wearing on his body right now. He is not in a costume, he is performing. And that is what the fandom centers around. This wonderful thing that we do. And here's a scary one for you. Who knows, as of 2 years ago, what the most expensive fursuit in the fandom is? You know it? What is it?
I know by name, don't know it by name, but I know how much it was.
How much was it?
$27,000.
That's the old one. There is,
What?
There is a
I didn't know one.
There is the $27,000 fursuit was very recent. That is the one that they had. It is a digigrade quad suit. They have a new one made by an actual film studio for normal use that costs more than almost all of our cars. 33,000 plus right now is the full suit. It is electronic eyes, a cooling system on the inside, digigrade legs. It is the whole package. This thing costs more than anything I own besides my home.
The creature to my left has just told me that in the works is a suit that may approach $50,000. We're talking night vision. We're talking like a discotheque inside it.
Everything this one has,
Everything this thing has.
bulletproof armor, and the fireproof armor.
Okay, and fireproof. Don't put this to the test. Heat vision, knife it. Okay, I
Are you
remember.
making a tactical suit?
It is a tactical fursuit, yes. Wait a minute, flamethrower? No.
Yes, a flamethrower.
No. I didn't hear this, no.
Hold on.
It's specially activated.
Is it Elon Musk's flamethrower?
All right.
That's not a flamethrower.
Anything else? Any questions about fursuit, since we have a fursuiter here? Anything you are curious about, don't need to know? By the way, yes, gentleman in the back.
Not a question, just something else. That fur does not regrow.
Oh no, it doesn't regrow. Don't go up and scritch it with your fingernails. You will pull the fur out, and this $5,000 fursuit will now be a bill on your desk.
Yeah, and this one's full.
Yeah, so don't. It is a natural thing. We want to go up to an animal, we want to scratch it. Don't. If you must touch it, make sure you don't have the Cheeto dust on your hand. Make sure you don't have chocolate all over. You have to done that sort of thing. You know, make sure you wipe your hand off first, then go and may I? Is it okay? It didn't touch it. It's very soft. There's a fursuit with a voice thing back there. Also, it is considered, no one has ever put this directly into the standards of conduct, it's just understood. If there is a line at the elevator, the fursuits get first dibs.
Yeah, we don't, for those of you who've been to other cons where there are people that manage the elevators, we're not at a point where that happens. It's only self-policing here, especially because we have multiple banks throughout the weird maze that is this hotel. It's 2 or 3 that grew together.
3 buildings that they combined and then extended that. That is why the layout of this hotel can be so confusing at times.
So yeah, try and help out where you can. If it's going to take 2, maybe 3 trips and a fursuiter shows up, assume that they're about to or are already overheating. If you can, give them your spot. If you can't for own personal reasons, that's all right.
Oh, here's another one. I like to bring this one up periodically. Do us a favor, hand us that chair on the end there, will you? Place it up here in the middle.
Yep, good call.
There we go. Okay, this is based on an actual incident. It's like, oh, here we have a fursuit. Oh, isn't it cute? I am going to take its picture. My phone, where the hell did I put it? There it is. Oh, there's that picture. I can't. Hey, let's get a picture of this guy. Get a selfie with me. I hate when people say selfie. Yeah?
You want to get into a pose?
Like, you okay?
Hey.
Dude, hello? Hey, you all right?
Picture, let's go.
There have been instances, because it is very hot and stuffy, people have lost consciousness in their fursuit, and they've been sitting in a chair, and people have been coming up taking pictures and selfies with them. I remember this distinctly going up, hey, are you okay? Dude, listen, I am not a physician, but I'm emergency trained. If you ask someone in this condition, are you okay, there are 2 answers. Yes, and everything else. Because one of the first physical symptoms of a heat emergency is mental confusion. So if you say to this person in the fursuit, are you okay? And the answer is that, or the answer is, don't leave the person, grab the next passerby and say, I need a security person or a staff member. We have an incident here, please. Don't just send the first person, send the next person and the next person and the next person. Because you don't know if this guy's just going to go to the bar and get drunk or something. Stay there till help arrives. Because this could be a life-threatening situation. We don't like those.
Now, on top of that, unless specifically asked by the fursuiter, never remove an article of the fursuit. Never take off the head. Never even take off the hands. That is a liability issue. There is a reason for that. There can be an injury that you are not aware of and you will aggravate it. And on top of that, for our fursuiters, present or future, here is the best reason I will ever give you to watch your water intake well in suit. Because if you get dehydrated and we have to call the raving what do you call it? What's your ambulance?
Oh, the expensive rave wagon.
The expensive rave wagon, better known as an ambulance. What is the first thing they are going to do? And the moment you are in that vehicle, you no longer have a choice in this. What is the first thing they're going to do?
They're going to take out a pair of scissors and remove your $5,000 work of art from your body.
If you are experiencing heat exhaustion, like he said, you will be experiencing confusion. They will cut off the fursuit, and that fursuit is now garbage.
I think that happened at MFF a few years ago, especially.
It's happened in a few places.
Like at MFF, they didn't wait until the ambulance. They did it on the floor of the con.
So,
there was a reason for that.
I know, I'm saying,
yes.
If you make a mistake in terms of your water and food and heat management, it could get to that point where not only are you going to get cut out of it, everyone's going to watch it happen. Please be responsible.
It's no fun. Okay, any more questions about fursuits? This is a big part of furry fandom, so we're covering all this, but we still have other things to cover. Anything you want these folks to know that we didn't cover? This thoughtful thing he does. All right, if there's no further questions, thank you very much.
Guys, give another round of applause for the fursuiter. Now,
You need help stepping down.
That's enough.
you had a late question. What was it?
Advice for fursuiting without a handler.
Advice for fursuiting without a handler.
Oh, boy, that's...
So I do this, I'll take this. I do this all the
Absolutely,
time.
yeah. Draggers learn one day, sir.
They know this too. So, have you suited already?
No, I have not.
Do you own one?
Looking to buy my first, actually.
Nice.
So are you looking to be more like those styles or even bigger? What you do and what you want to manage kind of depends on how much stuff you have around you and if you can get in and out of it yourself and in and out of it yourself easily. So I have everything from suits I can quick change into all by myself. I can manage heat and food and everything all on my own because that was the design. And then I have other suits where I cannot get out of them without help. So it's interesting at times. And not only can I not get out without help, I cannot eat or drink once I get in. So I have to be very careful to monitor time. A thing I do for that whenever I suit on my own is I make a mental note of when I get in suit and I do time checks. Because if I can't eat or drink, basically once an hour I'm going to pop into a headless lounge, have someone unzip me, chug a bunch of water, maybe eat a snack, get back in, go do the thing. Yes?
When you're a suitor, you should find out how long it takes to get out of your suit. So if you need to use the bathroom, there's the bathroom to get out.
I have been in that situation.
And also, handling all that aside, fursuit care and maintenance 101. It's a panel at almost every convention. If you're a fursuiter, I fursuit very irregularly. That panel, every piece of information in it, helped me even start fursuiting whatsoever. Amazing panel, highly recommend.
I would recommend, though, as a beginning fursuiter, get a handler. Have a friend go out with it because you have no idea what it will be like your first time out. You should have somebody there because especially your first time in suit, you're not going to know necessarily when your body is telling you, I've had enough. So make sure you have somebody with you.
Short that, there are people who can't or won't find a handler and that's their choice. Time box it.
Yep.
Do 30 minutes, go into a headless lounge, take the head off. One of the things people don't realize, and I've been suiting for, I don't know, getting close to 10 years, is to this day, I don't know how I feel until I get out of the thing. So I'm running around like an idiot going, oh, I feel great, this is awesome. And then, I have done 6 hours of no-break suiting, and I go and take the head off, and suddenly I don't realize how lightheaded I am, and I have actually made a very poor decision and got lucky. So, time box it if you don't have the ability. Basically, science. Experiment.
Science.
All right. It takes how long to get to 130 degrees?
1 minute.
All right, so by yourself, when you get the suit, you're going to get a stopwatch. You're going to hit the stopwatch. You're going to put the head on and goof off at home for 5 minutes and see how it is. And take a nap. But once you're out of the suit, don't pass out in the suit at home by yourself, please.
I do want to point out, we're spending a lot of time talking about fursuits. There is a misconception. You don't have to have a fursuit in this fandom. A lot of people think, oh, I need to get a suit. No, you don't. Some people get suits, other people don't.
Some people have terrible fursuit envy if they don't have a suit and thus stay away from cons until they get one.
Okay, there's some people get fursuit envy.
They don't need it.
Yep.
It's okay.
By the way, as a change of subject, Mr. Chairman, I have found a badge. What do I do with it?
When you find a badge, you take it to security. Where is security?
Yeah.
It is in Wisconsin 7.
And what does that mean?
6? No, 6 is the middle one. That's operations. 7 is the far one.
These guys are
We were keeping people out of there until recently. Can
Oh!
people go in there now?
Okay.
Okay.
It's
No.
it's
Go with
a
Drago.
security. You're going to go down that way,
Drago
all the way
was
to the end,
secretly angry
to the
that
right,
Alkali was
and there will be a
arguing
big
with
sign that says security, and you may go in there, and they manage our lost and found, which
Yes.
includes turning in things like badges. Oh, look, that's mine. If it wasn't, we would take this to security.
Yep.
They run our lost and found, so you can go and check in. Just because, so if any of you were to lose something, check in. It sometimes takes time for things to show up in lost and found. You can also check at the front desk. The hotel does manage their own, especially when it comes to credit cards and IDs.
After the con, most items given to Lost and Found will stick with the convention for 1 year. They will be here the next year, and after that they are donated to charity. Major items, i.e. wallets, cell phones, keys, credit cards, will be given to the hotel. If on Monday morning you wake up and you realize you're missing something, the convention has already packed the truck, it's a major item, check the front desk. If not, send us an email. We have a list of your lost and found items. If we have it, we'll let you know.
Also, this thing here, make sure you wear it at all times.
Yep.
This badge indicates that, yes, I am a member of the convention, I have paid my dues, and I agree to abide by the standards of conduct. If you do not have this badge, people are going to say, do you really belong here? That's not what we're about. Wear the badge so we know.
Yes. On the backs, so we talked about it a little bit at opening ceremonies. There's this text us. It's a text-only number, and this is being, for the most part, manned and operated by Dorsai all weekend. It's used in conjunction with Warm and Fuzzies, and it's any questions, but especially if you need help. One of the things this is here for is sometimes you don't want to be obvious about requesting for help. Unfortunately, that's sometimes how it goes. You can text this number if you're in a room and you really want someone to show up to that room. You can send a text here. We won't say anything. There will just eventually be a knock on the door.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
You have used the word Dorsai 3 times without defining what it means.
Dorsai, DI, Dorsai Irregulars. That is the name of the volunteer organization that is here that will be doing our security. They will have security ribbons. It'll say staff slash security on the badge. Many of them wear berets with different pins and things that represent interesting stories in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ever want to talk to a Dorsai, all of the stuff they're wearing has stories behind them. Do be warned that certain things aren't necessarily a happy story. I just want to give that disclaimer.
They always start with the same phrase traditionally. No shit, there I was.
And I also just want to say, because it is a misnomer, we keep using the word security to describe Dorsai, and that's because that is technically what they are, security, but that's not what they're here for. The Dorsai are not here to bust heads and to make sure that everyone's behaving properly. The Dorsai are here to be a liaison between us and the hotel, between us and the attendees. The Dorsai are here to remind you that we know you're having a good time. We know you're partying, and we know that maybe you've had an alcoholic drink or two. We're just here to remind you need to calm it down a bit. You need to quiet it down a bit. You're in your room, quiet down the party. That is what the Dorsai is for. They are not the police. They are your friendly neighborhood DI.
It's true. It's true. So,
These people have been providing security at fan conventions since the mid-1970s. They know what they're doing. Some of them have been around since the mid-1970s. You can tell by looking at them.
Down to questions.
Are we down to questions? Questions only?
Questions only?
Is this
that
the
wasn't
point
a
where we
question.
take questions?
Neither was that.
Is this the point where we take questions?
Is
When are you going to do a question?
Does the audience have any questions?
Did you guys forget where you're at? Now you're looking for a reason to ask, but have us ask questions.
Did we indeed?
How did he know that?
Is he a spy?
Can you find my notes?
Yes.
How do we make sure?
Is anybody planning to go to the improv Whose Lion Is It Anyway, which will be at...
It's on the FurSquared schedule.
Oh, the FurSquared schedule, which is right there.
Does anybody know where I can find a kale?
I'm doing this as hard as I can.
In a dumpster in an alley behind a Whole Foods. The original Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Today at
9 p.m. today in this room. And that is, we run it a little bit different. So who here has seen Whose Line Is It Anyway? Either the British one or the Drew Carey one. So we're going to do, there's two of those on the schedule. The one tonight at 9 is our version of the audience participation one. It's going to be headed up by Alkali right here. So if you want to try, if you have ever thought about, I'm a smart ass, let's give this a shot, that tonight's the night to do it. It's wonderful. There's all sorts of games, and we're very welcoming. Tons of cool, hilarious moments happen.
Then there's the second show.
Will Wayne Brady be in attendance?
You know, I keep calling him, and he's told me, how did you get this number? There is a second show as well. That is charity, Whose Line Is It Anyway? And that's going to be all of us. We have the stage a lot. On tonight's Who's Line, that's all about you guys. That's all about the attendees. That's about the people who want to come up here and try it for the first time. But for charity Who's Line, we're going to have Dragor, Kage, myself, Boozy. We're going to have all the people that you've seen up on these stages all weekend, hosted by Dragor, and we're going to entertain you guys for a little while and try to make some money for charity. It's usually a very funny time, and we've only gotten naked during it twice. Good job.
By the way, I just want to state, I was really impressed that your hotel GM came to your opening ceremonies. Mine takes vacation every year.
Yeah, look at how large your convention is. We have 1,000+ person con. 10,000+ people show up at this guy's house every year.
And I'd say, you're supposed to be in Pittsburgh, for God's sake. This is North Carolina.
Look, they want to get started early.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for running a big convention.
Yes.
So that we don't have to.
Yes.
Anyone else have any questions?
Amen.
What do you got, bud?
I don't recall hearing you discuss the 621 rule.
It was right at the beginning. You came in a little bit late. That's
Except for saying the shower part.
Oh,
yeah,
the
no,
shower.
Seriously, again, shower.
Okay.
If you don't, also death.
Why do people need to sleep?
Okay. We covered the sleep. We covered the nutrition. We kind of just glossed over the shower.
Oh,
Let's be honest.
Well, I was going to say, an addendum to the fursuit stuff. So if you're looking to get a fursuit, please go to several fursuit care and maintenance panels for 2 reasons. 1, you want your suit to look that friggin' good after having it for that long. 2, for everyone else's sake, you also need to wash the fursuit.
It's not easy.
This suit has never been washed, ever.
We're not going to repeat that. Okay, we don't want to encourage people.
What he is saying is there's ways to care for a fursuit
Yes.
without putting it in a washing machine, and that is the right way to do it. It's very time-consuming, but it keeps the suit looking like that. There are simpler ways to do it, but there are tricks and pitfalls that you need to know, like hanging it up. I did not know that you cannot hang up a fursuit after washing it. I found that out in Fursuiting 101.
You can't?
Yeah, it stretches it.
Oh.
Yeah, why do you think the old ferret suit came down?
Oh, that's why. It used to be form-fitting. Okay. I'm going to throw some science at you
Assumed
guys.
it needed that much room.
This is proper science. We're going to continue on as though that was never said. Ah! Meanwhile, 2 things. Number 1, your sense of smell is the worst in the animal kingdom. The human olfactory sense is pitiful compared to the rest of the mammalian order. It very, very quickly becomes desensitized to just about any aroma. This is why people can work in the sewage treatment industry and such like that. After 15 minutes approximately, your sense of smell stops detecting the aroma that's around it. That means you can't smell yourself, but we can. So you can't go out and say, no, I'm fine. No, you're not. Trust me, you're not. You need to shower. You need to put on fresh clothes. You need to put on some deodorant, some underarm stuff. This is a very, very, very delicate topic to cover when you're performing in France. I just want to add, just saying, because there are cultural differences. I was in France, I was in Normandy, for example, and some of the French people told me that the whole stereotype, the mean stereotype of the smelly Frenchman, came about in World War II. Because toward the end of the war, the German army was confiscating all of the glycerin to make explosives. And glycerin is what the French people used to make soap. So they didn't have the raw materials to manufacture soap for about a year. So without access to soap, when the Americans and the British landed, they were greeted by these French people who were apparently very fragrant, and that gave the impression that French people didn't shower. It's because they didn't have soap and were not able to. This was told to me by French people, and my response was, oh, that's amazing. When are you going to start again? Because I'm a dick, I know. That was the first thing. What was the second thing I was going to say? I forgot.
Oh, factory gland.
I did that.
So.
Yes, you can't smell yourself. Did that. Showering alone? No. You don't have to do that.
Turns out, if you stop eating dairy and then have it again, you can smell yourself sweat it in that first 15 minutes.
In that first 15 minutes.
What?
So I've been doing the vegan thing more, and if I eat cheese, then about like a couple hours later, there's that 15-minute window of like, why do I smell cheese?
No, you're just a walking recessive gene. Don't listen to him. He's not a human.
You're right, I'm a scaly. Hit.
Did he just lisp at you?
He did.
Head.
Okay,
Any other
there's probably science behind that, but I don't know it.
No, there's not.
Where can I find the FurSquared code of conduct?
FurSquared Code of Conduct
Code of
is
Conduct.
listed on our website, but if you want an easier way to find it, go to Anthrocon's website and change all the words and say Anthrocon to FurSquared, because that's totally how I wrote it.
So, to be fair, to fully own up, there was an old code of conduct that was a bit of a rat's nest to get to, which I was informed of last night. So if you were wondering where I was, I republished and edited and swapped out all of the words and phrases. We have a code of conduct. It is on the website. It has. I have not seen it myself. A more obvious link has been added. We will be retweeting that with all the updates. The big one, there's a question that's been going around in the fandom. Certain types of garb and gear you can wear, be it in fursuit or out. So let's do a quick recap of this. We are comfortable with people expressing themselves in various ways. In general, PG, PG-13 in public. But if you're just wearing a thing that's vaguely fur-related, even if it could be interpreted or used for things that you do behind your closed doors, we're cool with it. What do I mean by that? You will see people walking around in pufflets. That is okay. That is an update I added to our code of conduct. Collars and leashes are fine to be worn, but no one else may hold the leash. The only time anyone may briefly, for on the order of single-digit seconds, hold a leash is for a still photo when people aren't walking through. That is the very narrow window, the only time. I've had to mention to 2 people so far today, do not hold the leash.
Clotheslines aren't as funny as you think.
It's a question of public decorum. Again, yeah, are we adults here? Damn right we are. Do we have to put our not best face forward to the public? It's not necessary. You know, we're going to have fun in the privacy of our hotel rooms. Let's not ruin everybody else's professional reputation by screwing around in the lobby, all right? I remembered what I was going to say, and the reason I couldn't say it before was the hotel GM was back there, and now he's not here. Now I can say it.
Okay.
You have your fursuit. Yay, you washed your fursuit. Yay, you did not hear that you cannot hang it to dry. You're going to hang it to dry.
Oh, God.
Oh, no!
Oh no! Don't have
They know what's coming.
Drago realized what Uncle Kage was going to say, and he panicked and ran off the stage.
That sprinkler head in your room is not a good place to hang your fursuit to dry.
Or anything, ever!
Or anything ever, at all. Don't touch the thing.
Why did they call it a sprinkler? Because it's sprinkled?
It is a misnomer. They call it a sprinkler. That is a fire suppression device. It is designed to deliver the maximum amount of water in the minimum amount of time. It is not a sprinkler. It is more appropriately called the gushing geyser of doom. It will literally scour the paint and the plaster off the ceiling around it. It will knock you down if it hits you. And it will cause multiple tens of thousands of dollars of damage to the hotel, and they're gonna come after you for that. Gee, why is Uncle Kage so serious about this? Why does he keep bringing it up?
Yeah, why?
Remember how I said, oh, they're laughing like this has never happened, like it's a joke? People have done this before. Don't do it. Because, okay, even as a joke, I know who you are. If that's your room, I know where to find you and kiss you on the cheek.
Thank you. Thank you for amending that.
My lawyer leaned in the back and said,
With consent.
with consent, yes.
With consent.
Gentlemen, I do apologize. I have to be at Otherworld Stories in 5 minutes. I need to talk
Oh.
to them. So if you would,
wrap up.
I'm going to leave you with
I
this.
just realized, there's the clock and there's the countdown. This is so cool. And they're different colors.
Enjoy it, guys. Just as I'm leaving, I'm just
don't
going to say
line
my
up.
one last thing. I've said this every time. You will get out of this convention what you put into it. I am a huge fan of Mario Kart. If I showed up at this convention, hooked up my Wii U, sat in my room, and played a game all weekend, you know what I'm going to remember about this convention? Nothing, because that's what I do most nights. But if I go to panels that interest me, with other people interested in that panel, I'm going to make friends. If I go and eat in Con Suite, if I go and walk the halls, I'm going to meet people. I'm going to experience the life, and I'm going to experience the fandom and the convention. You will get out of this convention what you put into it, and I implore you, put your heart into this. You will be shocked what you get out. Guys, enjoy the con.
Alkali Bismuth, ladies and gentlemen. All right, at this point...
Actually, I'm going to do one quick last thing. We talked about the con game, so we're experimenting with that again. That is intended to also be an avenue for meeting and talking to new people. We had really cool prizes the last time we did a full-on con game. One of my favorite memories of that year was people holding their sheets where they are jotting down their notes and clues, running back and forth across the hall, holding up, screaming, "I got another one!" People formed groups and things. It was a ton of fun. So we've upped the involvement a little bit this year since we have grown. There are more people. There's no way any single person will be able to collect everything on their own. If you want the best shot at winning, share clues with each other, discuss it, have fun.
One thing I do want to point out, I should have pointed out while Alkali was still here.
Oh.
The personae that Alkali, myself, Boozy put on. We put on this image of the comedic drunk. We are actors. We are entertainers. It's part of the act. Know your limits. We are not role models, okay?
Yes, sincerely. Let's say you and a friend are new here, you are partying, you or your friend has partied a bit too hard and is in convention space, and you're a little bit worried, but you just want to make sure they get back to their room. If you can do that, great. If you can't do that, find Warm and Fuzzies, the pink shirt folk, find Doorside. No one's going to get in trouble. We're all here to make sure we stay safe. Sometimes people go a little bit too hard, not necessarily danger, danger, 911, but too much. They have crossed the limit and need to go to bed.
Yes.
Doorside are here to help. They are not big, mean, and scary going, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that, get out." No, they're going to help you get to where you need to go and make sure you are safe.
If you like to drink alcohol, and who doesn't, train yourself to this simple little thing. If a friend or anybody leans over to you while you're having fun and says anything to the effect of, "Dude, maybe it's time to go to bed," you're done. Anybody says that to you, you're finished. Party's done. Because what the person is actually saying is, "Dude, you're acting like an asshole."
And not the kind where we're specifically asking people like us to do that on stage officially.
Yeah. It's like, "Psst, you left the stage 3 hours ago. It's time to go to bed."
Yep.
Okay, that countdown timer says we really should ask for questions.
All right, any more questions? Oh, another one. We didn't say anything at opening. Neighboring states have been making progress in terms of changing laws around substances. We are not in a state that is one of them.
No.
Please act accordingly. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Minnesota or something like that. Where are we again?
Wisconsin.
Same thing,
This
whatever.
is not 420 friendly.
No. It is not yet part of Canada. They're working on it.
Questions, now that it's gone red. Anyone have questions? First word, yes.
Yeah, the people who have the LED eye like me, it can actually make you lightheaded quicker.
Yes, if you were going to have a fursuit with electronics in it, light interference in front of your eyes is a thing.
Right? That countdown timer should be 5 minutes past because they need to turn this room over. I say we're done.
Is there a turnover?
What's in here next?
Nothing. There's an hour break, and then it's it's convention war stories.
Never mind.
So some things to quick point out in this room. Convention war stories. Three-headed monster is Xander, Alkali, and Chris, or Boozy. I don't know. We have a full hour stand-up show. If you have never seen Fox and Pepper or Citrine, furry musicians in this fandom are utterly astounding. Citrine is insane. He's one of the best singers and an amazing guitar player. Foxes and Peppers have been a team for a while now. They put on fantastic shows. The After Dark one is a raucous, rowdy party, but their main show is the real show. Go check that one out. That's where they put all of their effort into it. It's fun to screw around on stage, but if you're a music fan, check out their main one.
Oh, yeah. Any last minute questions? Because this is last minute. Because when that timer's done, we're done. Yes?
Pickles.
Pickles. Wonderful, wonderful things. You can make your own pickles at home. You can pickle eggs. Just make sure you get the right pickling spice. And for that, I don't recommend the McCormick. Go to a farmer's market and get some like homemade pickling spices.
Okay, I'm going to be alkali right now. However, if it's buy one, get one for the McCormick, get the McCormick.
Dude, it was cheap.
Exactly.
I can say it. All right, since we got 13 seconds left, no more questions. Thank you all very much for paying attention. We hope you enjoy your first furry convention.
This has been Uncle Kage. That was alkali
Dragor.
earlier. I am Dragor. Enjoy the weekend.
Convention, we talked about pickles.
That is maybe.
Convention, we talked about pickles.
That is one of the more normal things you could say at this con.
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.